My struggle with anorexia began when I was 15. I grew up in a very chaotic, odd family dynamic. I got bullied in school from a very young age for being ugly, for being a nerd, for just being socially awkward. I was a very quiet child, so those things really affected me. Adding in my type A personality, very high persistence level, as well as an emphasis on appearance that was around me both in my school and at home, I developed an eating disorder. I had just gone on my first date with a boy at 14, and the date ended very poorly. He tried to pressure me into things I was not ready for. I had to physically remove him from me. It was the final straw in what I perceived at the time to be a lack of control in my life and over my body. So I went on a diet, which was very common at my school and in my family, but given my personality type, the diet quickly turned into an obsession and then an addiction. Very quickly I was not only losing weight, despite the fact that I didn't need to, but doing it in a very unhealthy, very unsafe, painful way, to the point where I would eat nothing for days, on occasion throw up the food that I did eat. I would also exercise for hours and hours a day. I would wake up sometimes scratching my skin where I thought I needed to lose weight. I would spend hours staring in the mirror, convinced that despite being very thin, I was not thin enough, that I was not good enough, that I did not deserve to eat. I felt very unworthy. There was a sick kind of love affair that I had with it, this sense of hyper control that came with knowing I was in charge of the way my body looked, of what size I was, of what I ate, what went into my body, what came out of it. There was this sense that I was in complete control. If my family life was chaotic, or if I was being bullied, if something happened that I felt unsafe or concerned about, I knew that this was one area that I was in total control of, that if I didn't eat, I would lose weight. It was this guaranteed reciprocation that my body could hear me, it would listen to me, I was seen by my body, and I knew that no matter where I went, what I was going through, my eating disorder would be there for me. Admittedly in a really sick, twisted way, but I knew it was there, and that was really what it was about for me, was this sense of control, this twisted best friend, worst enemy relationship. It would be easy for people to say, oh, it's modeling. That just wasn't the truth. When I was 16 years old, I started modeling because I've always been interested in the arts, fashion, creativity, and things went very fast from there. I started traveling the world. I was working with some of my greatest icons. It took me away from the world that I knew, from my family life, from my school life, everything that I'd known and all the preconceptions that came with that. Showed me really just the rest of the world and all the opportunities that were out there. So many different perspectives and lives and people, and more directly, modeling impacted me positively because when I had been modeling for a little over a year, my bookers sat me down and told me, we're concerned about you, clients are concerned, designers are concerned, casting directors are concerned, you've gotten too thin, you don't look healthy. Are you okay? That was actually the first time anyone had asked me that. I had been told, oh my goodness, you look great, I'm so jealous, how did you do it? All of the really typical and revolting responses that the society fosters about disorders and about starvation. My one friend said to me, I wish I could starve the way that you do. In modeling, that was the first time when my booker sat me down that anyone had asked me if I was emotionally okay. And I wasn't. They saw that. They set me up with a trainer nutritionist, Heather Marr, who helped me to eat, to exercise in a healthy way, to view my body in a different way. That really changed everything. After that, I actually had the best season of my career. I walked for Saint Laurent, Dolce & Gabbana, Marc Jacobs, Fendi, Gucci, I got offered campaigns with several of them. A few months after that, when I knew what I wanted to do in life, I'm 100% sure I want to act, I want to write, I want to do art, these are what I want to focus on. Left modeling for those fields. I went to Evergreen Eating Recovery Center in Denver, Colorado to go in and find the exact triggers and the exact emotional reasons for why this disorder started in me and what kept fueling it. And what I realized was that it had nothing to do with appearance. The way that I look is just a physical manifestation of the emotional turmoil. It's a symptom, not the disease itself. You can be any size and have an eating disorder. You can be large and have one, you can be small and have one, you can be small and not have one. What it's about is the way that you feel and the way that you're eating, not the way that you appear. There are so many different reasons you can get one. Men can get them, women. I met people from Arabia, people from Texas, London, all over. It doesn't discriminate. The stigma is one of the worst things for this disease because it prevents people from feeling comfortable talking about it and getting help. And that's part of why I'm doing this, to show that it's not about vanity, it's not about the way that you look, it's not about fashion magazines, it's not about modeling. Modeling actually helped me. It was about the control for me. The feeling of reciprocation, the guarantee something heard me, that something understood me when the rest of the world was in free fall. And for other people it's different. For some people it's a manifestation of PTSD, for some people it's a way of punishing themselves. It comes from so many sources. It has the #1 mortality rate of any mental illness. 30% of people admitted for eating disorders are actually male. We can start a conversation to be more accepting and more supportive. And also, for the people with eating disorders, what I really want to say is that you're not alone. You're not crazy. You're not vain. You're not silly. It doesn't make you any less of a person. You have a disease. It's part genetic, it's part trigger. This is a serious thing. This isn't something to be joked about, but there is a way out. There is recovery, there is hope. You can get better, you can have a full, rich, fulfilling life without a disorder in it. I now lead a completely different life than what I had in my disorder. I'm happier, I'm freer, I go out with my friends and eat. I wear my recovery necklace every day. I'm able to act, do art, to write. I'm more complete now. My brain is functioning at a higher level because of my recovery. I'm a stronger person because I recovered, because I took on that challenge. It is very hard, but it is possible, and you're worth recovery. You deserve to live a happy life. And that's really the message. It's hard, it's a terrible thing to deal with, but there is a way through. It's possible. And it's worth it. You're worth it.
Black dress with the tights underneath. I got the breath of a last cigarette on my teeth. And she's an actress, but she ain't got no need. She's got money from her parents in a trust fund back east. Tongues always pressed to your cheeks, while my tongue is on the inside of some other girl's teeth. You tell your boyfriend if he says he's got beef that I'm a vegetarian.